Well, it's Sunday. You know, I looked at the weather. 63 is about 15. It said it was 15 out and it looks sunny, but it's actually a little chilly with the wind, to be honest.
Very windy.
Yeah, it is pretty windy. Nevertheless, going to go over and get a drink, go back to the house. Ava had a couple of her friends over last night, so I was more than happy to go over to Starbucks. We had a couple of horses racing last night, AJ and Trosa. I was worried, you know, I'm surprised nobody said that Jody drove him hard. He didn't drive him hard. He drove the horse perfect. Looped him over in front. He was up there like 27 in a piece. But second start of his 3-year-old career. This horse should be able to do that kind of stuff. Now they went 53, which obviously he can't do. So I'm left asking myself the question, what can he do? There's paths for this horse. The only problem I have, I don't want to keep pulling horses out of Harrisburg and bring them over to Ohio. And then, you know, at some point we have to send some horses over there too. The horses we have there right now are doing very, very well, but that's because they're the right horse for the job. We can't continue. We don't have an unlimited supply of non-winners and 1 and 2 trotters right now. We do have some more, and we're sending Grand Slam Dio over there next week, but it's certainly not what you would categorize an unlimited supply. So, you know, it's funny, I talked to Scott the other day. This time of year, leading up to this year, up to March, we would have already acquired 2 or 3 or 4 horses. There has been nothing for sale that is worth really looking at. A couple of horses, like, yeah, that horse will do, but none like, oh, geez, that's a really good looking horse. I'd like to scoop that one up. There hasn't been a lot of those horses. And for the ones that, what?
Like, trying really hard.
You do not have real estate in the armrest. This is driver's only armrest.
I noticed.
I'll give you a stare. You can have that little sliver. That's it. There were a couple of horses for sale, but they were overpriced, right? It's funny when we put our horses up for sale, though, they weren't overpriced.
No. But I also think we're a little hesitant to buy horses because we did and couldn't get them in. So
that's true too. That is also true.
Like
so yeah, I've never seen a horse like Vehement. I've never seen a horse more difficult to get in my entire life in horse racing than this poor animal. He missed last week again. He's back in to go this week.
What is his class?
Like non-winners at 2, 3, 4, climber. Didn't matter. Wherever we entered him, he just couldn't get in. He didn't get in the Meadows because it was PA owned and sired, and there was too many non-winners at 2, 3, 4 PA horses entered, so he never got in. That was the first problem. The second problem was, I hate when Ava gets in. See this button that says sync? It just keeps everything normal. Ava will get in, first thing she does, hit the sync button. I want to chop her hand right off.
Why?
I have no idea. I think partly she knows it annoys me. Because she'll just get in and like just start fooling with her own temperature, and it could be the discrepancy.
Do they move the seat up so they can put their knees on there and then tilt the seat back?
She'll do that sometimes. Yeah, she'll do that sometimes. I've told her. I said, if you touch the sync button again, you're in the back full time until I take you off probation. Anyway, so we have been trying to acquire these types of horses, but it's been hard. And eventually, you know, if we send. You know, right now we have Oh He'll Know. Now she's going to get a tiny break at some point and then get ready for the Buckeye Stakes at some point. Rosetta's a bit different, right? She has to go to Kentucky and New Jersey. So I had, actually Dr. Rucker owns a big chunk of Rosetta, and he had sent me a message, said, do you think we should turn her over? Because, you know, she's a nice filly, but is she going to get to New Jersey? Is she going to get to Kentucky? And I was like, these are two great questions, Doc, but the first thing we should do is at least know where she stands at Mohawk. There's no point selling her if she has lots of classes left at Mohawk. Somebody wants to buy her and take her to Yonkers or go down to Oak Grove. Cool, no problem. Yeah. I think Gymboree also. When we get through the Bobby Weiss with Gymboree, we'll have to reassess where we are with her. If she's not going to be a sire stake horse at Oak Grove, because Oak Grove, remember, doesn't have A, B, C divisions like Lexington. It's just stakes. Yeah. So if Oak Grove isn't going to be able to accommodate a grassroots horse, if they're not sire stake fillies, well, then you're just beating your head against the wall, right? Let somebody else go down and try and race them, because Lexington will be coming, and you'll be able to race them everywhere. It's not like the horses aren't worth a lot, but if we're going to roll into Oak Grove at some point with it, and this is the whole thing. I know Eric and Kathy wanted to go to Oak Grove. They didn't give us any stalls because I told them I wasn't coming till May. But Verlin Yoder's farm's not far away. I'm sure if I called Verlin, he'd have a couple of stalls for us. Because we will have some horses, like Arson has to go down there. Memory and Imagination could go down there. He can race the numbers of 3 or the sire stakes. It doesn't matter. He's almost good enough for a 4-year-old division. And listen, he raced in the open trot the other day and was mildly competitive. I don't think he's far off being competitive in any sort of 4-year-old division. So we have memory and imagination, and we have arson. Who else do we have? Captain Incredible at some point might make might surface down that way. I'd more than likely like to keep him. I'm trying my best to figure out a calendar for him, right? Because I took him out of the Mountain Space, took him out of the Northman Cup.
So
I don't want
to go to PA then.
I could go to PA, but he's also Kentucky.
Yeah, so?
So why are you in a big hurry to go to PA?
Why are you in a big hurry to go to Kentucky?
Well, it's a softer, easier track on him. It races
Not a
for more
softer,
money.
easier race.
There's, well, it's not like last I checked, I don't think they give out stake money in Pennsylvania. I think it's still pretty tough racing, if I'm not mistaken. Is this person going to let me over? Or I'm going to give him a hip check. Now, I'm going to get a beep. 30% beep? No beep.
Wow.
Good. That's good. Trying to work out a schedule for him also. And then obviously we have the 2-year-olds. Probably one of my, and I've said this, I think everybody knows if they stop and take a step back, one of my most anticipated horses is Neuromancer, who is strictly Kentucky. And I was looking yesterday, he is Kentucky. The bonus program is him also. So I believe that's only eligible in, are you going in to get them?
Yeah, what am I getting?
Oh, unless you're an octopus, you might need a little help.
How long are you going to talk?
I don't know. I'm going to talk for a couple more minutes. We didn't talk about AJ completely yet, and I didn't talk about Trosa. Would you like to sit for a moment with me?
No.
See, somehow Amy has to inject stress into my Sunday, and I refuse. It's like I have this Teflon Sunday shield. I'm like, I refuse to be stressed out on Sunday. So she's going to be really unhappy when she gets in there because all the girls wanted drinks. There's 4 drinks. I got one. Ollie got 1. Amy got 1. There's like 7 drinks minimum, maybe 8. And there's also a croissant for me. She's going to be so mad when she gets back. So, trying to figure out the Kentucky angle of things, trying to figure out where everybody goes, trying to figure out what we're going to do with everybody. And anything that I just said over the last 7 minutes and 20 seconds is certainly not cemented. There's nothing set in stone. There isn't a path that we are going down where we are focused on an end point. That just isn't the case right now. We're at the time of year we're trying to figure out what everybody is. Unfortunately, some of the horses aren't good enough. And if Rosa and AJ's not good enough for Mohawk, fine. If you don't think you can't come over to the Northfield Park and maul the non-winners of 2 claimer with a tag of 30, 40,000 on them, a non-winners of 2 would be 30, non-winners of 4 would be 40, 45. He'll be perfect.
Actually met a younger version of you in there.
Did you?
Yeah.
A handsome young man who's smart and polite?
So I said, can you take that?
Yeah.
No, just that drink right there. That's mine. Right
This?
there.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
So I said, thank you. And I said, I'm probably going to make 2 trips. He goes, yeah, we weren't planning on timing you. I was like, wow, that's exactly what my husband was.
I gotta go meet this guy. Anyway, so what to do with AJ? We have tons of paths. I just don't want to continue on the wrong one, right? So Alexander's definitely coming over. I think Rose Run AJ. Realistically, the only people I could ask is Jody, who's only driven once, or James, and see what James thinks about, can he do in that class with a different trip? Can he do in a condition claimer over there? Is there a 3-year-old? They used to write a 3-year-old 25 claimer. It was great. There's 37,000 claiming tag, which is about 28 US. It would be perfect for what we want, but I don't know if they write it full time, so I have to investigate that a little bit.
Which one's yours?
I actually got 2. I tried that one because I wanted to see what it tastes like, and I didn't want to ruin my Sunday.
This one's yours?
That one and the hot one on the floor.
Why is it fizzing? Look at it.
It's not fizzing. It's
Look.
a coffee. It's a frozen coffee drink. What's wrong with you? I think I actually need a straw for this one.
There's straws right there.
Okay, good. So that's the plan for that. AJ, I'll know probably by the end of the weekend. I don't think there's a knee-jerk reaction needed where we just say, get him out of there and get him over to Ohio. That can happen at any point, and I don't think it's something that we have to really dive into. Do you have enough straws for the girls now? Did I just take one of the
No,
girls?
I have 6 down
Oh,
there.
you bought an abundance? Did he say anything about the straw?
No.
So that was Rose Run AJ. 55, 29, and 3 isn't a horrible mile. I'm more interested about next week. So the question I have is, can he go? Was he a little bit short still? Can he go with them? If he can't, when do we move him? I think we give him one more start over there, and then if that's a similar result to last night, then I think we probably move the horse. Now Trosa, it's odd. I lobbied to get him out of there right away, and he went on a bit of a run. He was really good. And then Daniel messaged me last night and said, maybe he's in a little too tough. Should we move him now? Geez, from what I can see, that now is a 3 class. That horse that won, it's a bit of a freak. And Jody had one move in him. I think this horse he possesses the ability. If you look at him, keep in mind, he might be a 6-year-old, but keep in mind, not a lot of starts under the belt of this horse, and I think he's getting better and better and better. I wouldn't. I'm going to change my mind now. I would not move that horse right now for the simple fact, paced 52 last night, 27 flat, something like that, 26 in a piece. This horse is getting better and better and better, and he fits that class forever. If they leave that 5-year-old tag off of that class, he fits it for forever, for quite a while. And they race for good money, so I would leave Trosa there. He's going to have to tangle with that horse and Megan Anthony's that won last night. But I mean, he gets away in the 2-hole behind that horse. I don't think that maybe he's lost. I think he's probably close.
He's going to have stake races coming up anyways.
I don't think so. Isn't he 4? Oh, then
10 lifetime starts.
Trosa's got like 17. He's 6.
I shouldn't assume then.
I think he's 4, but if you're right, if he's 3, then he'll be going back. But I don't think he's 3. I think he's a 4-year-old, that horse.
I can look.
All right, you can look. So that was last night. That's a little bit of this morning. I know it wasn't, listen, guys, and I said this in your videos that you're about to open probably this morning. The reality of the situation is we had a number of 2-year-olds coming back as sophomores. We hoped every single one of them would get better, be strong, have a class, and be with us through their sophomore season and maybe into their 4-year-old year. But that's just not reality, right? That's not going to happen. The reality is we probably had, 20 or 30 that came back, and a third of those horses will stay with us. We have a ton of horses that are racing that are going to stay with us for a while. We have a ton of horses that are getting ready to go. Keep in mind, Melisandre's first start is on Wednesday. Arrowhead Hanover's first qualifier of the year will be on Tuesday. We have Aunt Lily coming back. And I know that Freedom Hill raced last night. Somebody said, she didn't look that good. I don't know what you needed her to look like. One, we had an ear hood on her. We had a dog chain on her. I raced her from off the pace. And I told you guys she wasn't quite 100% coming in. It didn't mean that, again, for us to scratch the horse, there would have to be a temperature, a cough. She would have to look lethargic.
There's something going through the barn.
There is something going through the barn.
You said Fire and Shine is a little flat.
Oh, it's tough to gauge Fire and Shine because she's not a very good horse. She's just an okay filly. So her, and this is what I said to somebody that messaged me last week. I said, you have no idea how much more difficult it is to race mediocre horses because it's tough to find a place for them. Fire and Shine was not 100% healthy, I'm sure, throughout the week. So if we put the aluminum shoes on her, lighten her hobbles up, let them out, train her up real hard for the race, and have her draw south of 5, then you're going to have a real good look.
Right.
If she can do. Yeah, he's 4. So how much that horse got made live?
4, and he's got 10, now 11 starts left.
How much she got made live?
80.
Oh, he has 80 made?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good because his now is a 3 or 80, I think. He might have just a touch of allowance, but not much, so he'll be out of there soon. So again, if they leave that 5-year-old age bracket off the top of that, now is a 3 or 80 or 60 or whatever it is, Trosa can race in there for quite a while, which would do Daniel some good. And I think by the time he leaves that class, you'll know the trajectory he's on. I think Daniel may be underselling his own horse. This horse has got very few starts. Only's had 3 or 4 or 5 on Lasix. Right? That's the reason he ended up in Canada, in the U.S., because he was bleeding. Now he's not. This is a new lease on life for this horse, and I have no idea where he starts and finishes. He might be a very, very nice horse moving forward for us. I don't care that he's 6. He may as well be 3.
Yeah.
So, these are the Sunday things we go through. We talk coffee. We talk horses. how they race this week. I guess I'll finish the quick part of this video. And again, you already have your videos coming out today. They're all done. The email's done, sent to Kelly. Really proud of the last 3-4 weeks. I'll tell you what, I'll take all the ends to winners and starts to springs we can get that look like this. We've won the open trot 4 out of 5 weeks in Pennsylvania with Looks Like Money. We've won the open pace for, I think, 4 weeks in a row with 4 different horses, right? That we've raced in. Time Is On My Side won it twice. 3 times. He won it 3 times. And Arson won it this week. And to have that horse come out and race the way he did, 50-1 with Lexington coming, or with Kentucky coming. You know, James said, you know, Time looked a little tired. I said, he is a little tired. He's a little bit short. He's going to get a break, same as we did last year, and he's going to come out swinging in the summer. And this is exactly how we plan to race our horses. Foxy Seaside's getting that short break. Oh, he'll know we'll get a short break here coming up soon. That will open up. That will open up everything for Grand Slam Dio. Where do we go with Gymboree and Rosetta and Grand Slam Dio? These are all questions that'll be answered over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. So a lot of interesting things going on at the stable, a lot going on, and I'll tell you what, before you know it, all the babies will be qualifying, and that will be a very, very exciting time of the year, as it always is. So with that, we'll let you guys get back to your Sunday. A little windy here, a little colder than I thought. 1 horse in tonight. We got old Patrick in tonight. He's in the Open, drew the 5-hole in the Open. It's gonna be tough for him. He's been a long time since Patrick stepped foot on the track in an open pace. So we'll see how he does tonight. I'm cautiously optimistic. He's an old horse coming in sharp, coming in on a win. So he's going to be on the top of his game. And we'll see how he does tonight. So take care. As I said, have a great rest of your Sunday, rest of your weekend. I will talk to you all very soon.